Ugh. So I got this thing in the mail the other day. Capture card. Finally. Maybe I can live stream. Well, I had some trouble getting that tape off, but now I could actually, like, open the box with one hand, maybe? Alright, come on, out of the box with you. Out, I say! No, just kidding. I keep all my boxes. I need them. Anyways, AverMedia. What do we have here? Not to be, spend too much money. To be, smart. Choose our budgetary and high quality live streaming and video collaboration solutions for effective communication. Well, there should have been a comma after smart. Grammar is something I pick on. This obviously is a kit of some kind, I suppose. Not that I care, I've got microphones of my own. Alright, well this looks like the main unit itself. Wrapped, of course, in complimentary plastic. Not bad. Very compact, easy to look at. We've got HDMI in, out, and the USB power, obviously, which plugs into a computer of your choice. Very nice. What are the cables that comes with this? The USB cable. Alright, so I'm going to need the HDMI cables to supply for myself, which is alright, because I've honestly got too many of them. So, let's get this thing started, eh? So the way that this guy works is that the USB port right here is what communicates between the capture card and the computer. So you take the input and you feed it into the console, right? Or the console feeds into the capture card, and then it goes out to the TV, and the communication that gets to the computer is through the USB. Pretty intuitive, plus there's a light to tell you that everything's okay. Let's get this plugged in. As you can see, my setup is a little strange. Got my Vixia TV right there, and then on this shelf I've got my laptop right here, and my microphone is right here, and then the PlayStation 4 is right here, and I cut a little hole into the back there for the cables to go through, and I also have the same thing on the bottom shelf. So it should be interesting to figure out how this is all going to work, but we will figure it out, so bear with me here, folks. I'll also say that they came with this instruction manual, which has these pictures, contents, and then what everything means, and this is the only picture that actually describes how to operate it, which is like this. Gotta put the out to the TV and the in to the console, and the USB goes into the computer. Pretty much like that. Those are the specs of the thing. Maximum pass-through is 1080p, 60 frames per second, which is fine because it's not like I was going to use anything else anyway. So what I just did was unplug the HDMI cable from the PlayStation, because now it connects to the TV, right? And the TV is supposed to be the HDMI out. So let's get this plastic wrap off this thing. Alright, get those lovely fingerprints all over this nice clear gloss, just so that I don't have to be worried about fingerprinting it anymore. Plug that in. Not bad, not bad. Now I should probably get this USB cable unwound. Let's see. Oh, system update. Man, I don't care. Postpone. And don't ask me again. Just got this laptop pretty much specifically for this purpose, so I am hoping that even though it is Windows 11, I am hoping that it will behave. So this isn't USB-C, by the way. This is USB type A to B, I think, which is pretty fine, honestly. I have no preference. I can just plug it in like this, and it can remain coiled for the most part. There we go. Oh! Got a little blue light on top, so You guys can't see it from that angle, but it's there. So now I definitely can tell that it's receiving power and it is moving to the laptop. I guess just to set up the streaming, I'm going to plug the microphone in here on the left side of the computer. There's only one port here on this side of the computer, and it's a USB port, the only other USB port. So now I've got a little slightly messy coil of USB cable right here, which is all right. Now to get the HDMI in, got my spare HDMI cable from my old Blu-ray player. This one is going to be a little weird simply because of how haphazard it's going to look, but I should be able to get this to work without it being too cumbersome. Plug the HDMI in right here. There we go. And then get the HDMI into there. And now everything is technically plugged in. Now we open up OBS. And now I should be able... Oh, I don't know why it's doing that. Can I just... There we go. Okay. I should be able to just add a source here. I think it's display capture. Should probably turn the PlayStation on though, just so that I can get the thing to work at all. So the capture card is receiving power, PlayStation is turned on. Booting up right now. It's already got a disc in there, so I can just test it all out once my TV here turns on. Any second now. You gotta turn to white, please. Take some time. It is what it is. Meanwhile, like and subscribe if you enjoy whatever the heck I'm doing. Hopefully we'll be streaming actual stuff from now on, since I've got, you know, the capabilities. Maybe it won't turn on unless I turn the TV on. That's okay. It's weird because it typically will detect the input, but let's see what happens. Oh, that's not correct at all. I'm not supposed to be looking at OBS through the TV. What in the world? Looks like I'm going to be doing some troubleshooting tonight. The PlayStation is definitely on, and I just realized that there's not actually an HDMI cable running from it, so of course it wouldn't be receiving a feed. I'm a silly goose. What do I do? So the console is supposed to run to HDMI in, and the TV is supposed to run to HDMI out. So basically, I'm an idiot because I'm plugging the HDMI into the computer when that is wholly unnecessary. I've got this all messed up. I thought I had to plug something into, like, a computer. All I need is the USB to be plugged into the computer. Oh shoot, that's not the right way to do it, but who cares? It's gonna be a little crammed anyways. Where is it? Here, yeah. Alright. Oh, TV's resetting its input back to the PlayStation, so something's working, right? I don't know what to... Is it video capture device? It's not the webcam, but it's the Live Gamer Mini. Copy protected content. What does that even mean? I can't read unable to capture content. If you use an iPhone/iPad as route source, please go to settings in RF Central and turn HDCP off. Do not use HDMI splitters to bypass copy protection. What? Might as well kick that task manager up on the laptop just to make sure I'm not overloading it. Seems to be running pretty healthy, even though I'm using up pretty much all of its RAM. Using 3 out of its 3.5 available gig, even though it's advertised with 4 gig. Which is pretty funny to me. Well, it kind of works. I just don't know why wouldn't it work, right? But there is an audio feed coming from the PlayStation, and it is working. And it does not appear to be controlled by the TV volume at all. It is entirely independent, which is good. That's exactly what I want. Now I just need it to actually work. So, what do? I must admit, I don't know. Guess I have to consult the internet. Be right back. So I think I worked it out for the most part. Saw somebody trying this and they said to go to settings, system, there it is, and I have to disable the enable HDCP setting, which apparently bugs out my screen. So now it's okay. Ah, there we go. It's working. It's on the laptop now. So now I'm gonna record a demo on my laptop with this mic muted, by the way. Just gonna boot up Need for Speed. See what happens. Just gonna record, fire up the game, run a race, make sure that the computer doesn't fry itself. Should be pretty good, but of course, just gonna make sure that nothing goes wrong. Capture card looks like it's running well, so let's hope it stays that way. By the way, that video that I looked up for the actual problem here with the HDCP, they were also using an AverMedia capture card. But it was a higher end model than mine that actually has like touch buttons to start recording or streaming or something. This one is not so sophisticated. This one runs for $100, the Live Gamer Mini. I got it on discount off their website for about $70. So if you time it right, you can buy it for pretty cheap. But it's the cheapest one that they've got anyways. So I'd recommend it just off of that, but of course, I don't know how it works. We're going to see how it functions. Pretty sure OBS is set to 1080p, 60 frames per second for the recording. Don't know what the bitrate is. Let me check right now. Okay, so yeah, it's 1080p, 60 frames per second, constant, and the bitrate is 10,000 kilobits per second, or kilobytes per second, I suppose. So, pretty run-of-the-mill. We'll see how it functions once we get into the real hardcore gameplay, right? What I'm grateful for is that I can run the TV volume as much as I want, because that doesn't actually affect the recording. The recording is already perfectly balanced inside of OBS. So let's just leave the garage, run around a little bit, see what happens. I mean, this game is pretty high caliber, right? This is Need for Speed 2015, by the way. Got it used at a GameStop. Laptop seems to be running pretty well. Woo! Cutting it close here. Oh! I crashed the car. Oh well. TV doesn't seem to be having any performance issues whatsoever. There's no lag on the TV's end or anything like that, so we're actually pretty good right now. Whoop. Whoop. Ah. Alright, cool. Alright, so I stopped the recording. Let's see how it runs off this laptop here. So as you can see, we've got the MKV file stored. It's 379 megabytes. Of course, it won't tell us the true bit rate because it's an MKV file. Let's boot it up. Speakers should be set to the speakers inside the computer itself, not the microphone's built-in speakers. Yeah. Alright, so we should be good here. Where's the volume up button? This one? Yeah, there we go. Max out the volume. That looks really clear. I don't know if you guys can see it that well through the camera, but it looks really clean. How does the frame rate hold up once we actually get racing? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that looks beautiful. You can obviously tell that it's at 10,000 kilobytes per second on the bit rate because it's just not as fresh as looking on, like, say, the TV itself. But at the same time, that's about as good as it's gonna get, and that's pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. Definitely peak. Alright, so I'm gonna delete that recording because that was just a test recording, and yeah, I would say that this thing is good to run. I'm not gonna stream tonight because it's too late. It's like as you can see on the clock there, it's 12:20 a.m. where I'm living. But yeah, the thing works. It works well. I give the Live Gamer Mini capture card a solid 10 out of 10. Does the job. Good price, nothing to complain about so far. So whatever you guys at AverMedia are doing over there, good job. Keep it up.